Let's look at pages and logs. We again add some fake filters so to start watching the data. And pages and logs, it's a different data table from raw logs. Here we are having all the aggregated information about this particular URL. How many visits, which status codes it had over the given period of time. So this is the aggregated information about this URL. What we can do with this data table? So let's pick up the most popular, for example, pages that took greater or equal than 100 bots visits over the given period of time, which is 1 month. Apply. And here we are having that there's just not so many items in this list which got more than 100 bots visits. We can here add crowd pages, and we will be able to add additional information like distance from index, internal links, indistinct indexable pages. So we are adding this additional information and we are able to analyze these popular URLs which are getting more than 100 bots visits over the months, and we are able to look at the distance from index of these pages, how many internal links there are, and from how many pages these links are placed. It is very essential to have these two numbers more or less close to each other. And you see even this big amount of internal links, the spreading of these links is correct. And here we're having more or less okay situation. And now we can get the less popular. And we are having a lot of URLs, a lot of pages which are getting less than 10 bots visits over the months. And again, we are having here this additional information. The DFI, we see that it is further from index page. There are orphaned pages, 6th level. Also, we are able to analyze this internal links situation, and we see that these URLs are less interlinked, and the situation with the number of links and the pages where indexable pages where these links were placed, the difference is more, much more. We see here like 40 links just from one indexable page. It can be 40 links from one indexable page, or out of these 40 links, there are a lot of links which are put at not indexable page, which is also weird for search bot, as non-indexable pages are really similar to pages which don't exist at all. So what insights you are getting here? First of all, you may filter the list of these not popular URLs which are getting just less than 10 bots visits over the given months, and you are able to get the list of pages which are not having at all internal links, which are orphaned here, and you can export it and to give it for optimization. And also you are able to realize your situation with correlation between the number of links which are put on a page and the number of indexable pages where these links were put. And this correlation is also very essential for search bots, and you are able here to estimate these two criteria and to work with them. I would show you another way of working with this data table, with this big data. So number one thing is to be able to cut this big data into small pieces, like small logical parts, and it will ease your work with this big data. So, for example, we want to get the pages which are getting bots visits less than 10 over the given months. And there are almost 500,000 pages over here. So I would like to cut and to get out of this big list, I would like to get URLs which contain product. And I see that there are a lot of these pages, around 200,000 pages, which are getting not a lot of bots visits for the months, and I want to improve the situation. I would overlap that with crawling, and I would pick up additional information with internal links, with DFI, to understand why they are not visited regularly by bots. And we see that there are not so many links on these pages. We see that DFI sometimes is really far from index. And this is like some insights about this particular list of URLs. For example, I would like to look at category pages. Let's say there is a category called One. And we see that there are almost 10,000 pages, category pages, which are getting really small amount of bots visits. And we see the additional information about these category pages. And we see that there's almost no links on these pages. There are orphaned pages. The DFI is really high. And these are your prior tasks, and it is easier for you to make priorities of improvements and to have a more vivid picture and to have more predictable results at the end of the day. So there are a lot of options to work with this data, and I do recommend you to use it to the full. And if there will be any questions, please feel free to ask in our live chat, and we are always happy to help. Thank you for your attention.